Good day, and today we will be presenting on the ritual of pujas within Hinduism. Our group comprises of myself, Atia Adams, Crystal Rambaran, Shalma Egan, and Amy Raghu. In an attempt to conceptualize the importance of puja within Hinduism, we're going to be covering various elements that is highlighted in our table of contents. Hinduism is classified as a polytheistic religion that is practiced by approximately 1 billion individuals worldwide. Pujas play an instrumental role in this religion as it is centered on love and devotion. This ritual is extremely symbolic and incorporates the use of several vegetarian food items, flowers, and incense. It also represents the cultivation of a deeper connection with various deities. We also examine the role of women as they represent an integral part of the preparation of the ritual in an expression of their love and devotion towards their family. Hinduism is the main religion of India. However, it's believed that the religion originated within the Harappa culture of the Indus Valley. Pujas are a pivotal part of this religion and is conducted either daily, weekly, monthly, or even yearly, depending on the household. But where did this ritual originate? It's important to note that there is not much textual or archaeological information on where pujas originated, but it's believed by a lot of historians that it gained popularity during the latter Puranic age of 300 to 750 CE. This period is known for theism and temple building. Pujas can be performed by anyone as they pay homage to a deity. Offerings are usually standardized and include items such as vegetarian food, incense, and flowers. It also varies depending on the deity that is being honored. Pujas is the medium utilized by Hindus to connect with gods through offerings of gifts or prayers. There are various elements that can be utilized for symbolism during a puja, and they include either virgins, stones, and animals. That's just to name a few. It can be performed at home or at a temple and varies depending on the geographical location in terms of how the puja is conducted. There are several deities, and often people are confused with how do Hindus select which deity to honor. It's important to note that sometimes this decision is not left to the individuals. Instead, this decision can be made based on the individual's lineage, and those deities are known as family deities that are passed down through generation. There's also the village deity, Gama Divam, that exists within a particular community. The ultimate goal of a Hindu is to be released from life's cycle and to achieve moksha or complete freedom. That it is here that the aspect of devotion plays an integral role, as it is believed to bring them one step closer to achieving moksha as they seek connection with the deity through some sort of physical manifestation.
Symbolic significance of puja in Hinduism. In the Hindu practice, puja is considered to be a technique or discipline for fostering the spiritual growth of a devotee by action, devotion, knowledge, focus, and introspection. All of these should be offered with a humble heart and loving surrender to the divine. In a puja ceremony, they use certain objects, mantras, and methods of worship. All of these are meant to establish a deeper connection with their God and earn their God's grace. The idea is that by using them in their worship, they gain the grace and goodwill of God. However, no puja should be conducted with a mechanical attitude, meaning like attitude, okay, I must do this, I must do that. You should only conduct a puja with devotion and sincerity. And it shouldn't also be conducted for personal gain, but to express love, devoted and surrender to God. Importance of pujas in Hinduism. According to Hinduism, it is said that performing pujas can get rid of negative, hostile influences and attract beneficial ones. Another importance of pujas is to track the progress in a person's life spiritually and materially. Every puja is supposed to have a meaning in it. It lays down rules of conduct that are necessary for devotee to perform, develop personalities, and become a complete person. Pujas are practiced in almost every household, sometimes every day, weekly, monthly, and sometimes occasionally. During these pujas, according to Hindus' belief, the deity, also known as the idol or statue, being used comes to life. The idol is brought to life externally through the chanting of mantras. Mantras meaning a prayer. It is said that if pujas are not sincerely conducted, they may produce negative effects or fail to produce the desired results. And by practicing pujas on a regular basis, it is said that it cultivates discipline, concentration, and purity. And according to Hindu rites, it is the simplest and most straightforward way to earn grace. When conducting a puja, be it big or small, or at a temple or at home, daily or monthly, there are some basic steps in conducting it. And I would just like to list out 16 steps very briefly. The deity is invited to the ceremony from your heart. It is offered a seat. The deity feet should be washed. After it is washed, water should be offered to the head and body of the deity. You should also use water to wash its mouth. Water is offered for some symbolic bathing. Then you should clothe the deity and put ornaments on it. Put a scarce thread on it. Apply perfumes, ointments, or offer flowers, burn incense, do arati for the deity, offer the deity food like cooked rice, fruit, sugar and a betel leaf. Then the worshipper or the family should bow before the image of the deity, or if it's a statue, and then take leave.
Looking at how it is celebrated in Hinduism, it is an important aspect of Hindu worship and could be performed at several occasions, such as infancy, pregnancy, death, and funeral, to name a few. In most households, there is a personal worship of gods where a detailed puja is performed, involving lighting a lamp, taking arati, offering food before the images, and reciting prayers and singing bhajans, also known as devotional songs. The prayer performed can either be silent and can also be performed either individually or in groups. And the aim of performing the puja is to create a protective layer of spiritual forces, warding off all evils and negative forces, thereby creating a conducive environment to lead a peaceful and happy life. And there are several forms. Firstly, we have darshan, which is simply gazing at the image. Arpan, offering flowers, fruit and incense. Samran, where you contemplate at all times. Shravan, you listen to stories in praise of the deity. Bhajan, where you sing in praise of the deity.
Today I'll be focusing on the materials used and what they represent. So according to Vishwanathan 2020, numerous Hindu households have personal sanctuaries for regular prayers. This is mostly found in either the finest space in a building or in the corner. It is a means for goddesses and gods to be honored. The devotion at the sanctuary or the place may entail the entire family, or it can be conducted alone depending on the situation. All 5 of the senses of a human is used in this regular puja ritual. The puja items constitute an essential part of any type of puja. Even amongst the diverse religious communities, the rites and the practices of the puja differ, as well as the objects for the puja, as it continues to stay more or less the same in any temple you attend. So the first item that I'll be focusing on is the puja thali. So this being one of the most important items used in any puja, it undoubtedly plays a key role. The puja thalis are usually a round copper or silver plates These silver plates are used to keep the most important items that will be used during the course of the puja. So in some cases, the puja thalis are also used when doing arati. And this arati is done when the plates are moved in a circular motion over the image or the goddesses that is being honored. The other item is the holy water. So no matter what kind of puja it is, holy water plays an important role. This holy water is used for a number of purposes when it comes to puja. So besides the washing of the idols, the water could be used for abhishek as well. Apart from having the water taken from either Ganga or Namada, different waters like the Gumutra, the Kirwa or the Rudraska water are also considered holy. It is one of the most important puja items that you will definitely want to use. So the other item is sindoor, and this comes in a powder form. Once the powder is mixed with mustard oil, it takes the form of a thick paste, which is often used for the purpose of creating something called a talik. Many men and women wear the sindoor once they are done performing all the rituals. There are a number of alternatives that could be used instead of the sindoor, however, and these may be in the form of sandal powder, haldi, or sandalwood powder. It also has many others. For the parasad, this is a food that the Hindus offer to the gods during the course of the puja. It signifies something called the avidya, or the ignorance of the devotee, as it's being offered to the chief deity of the puja. Many major pujas involve the sharing of these parasads with the other devotees who were gathered to witness the ceremony of the puja. The next item is the shampha. The camphor is known for its strong aroma that is released when it is being burnt. It is often used when offering the arati to the Lord. The camphor has a special place in many Hindu rituals. So available in the form of a transparent solid, the item or the camphor is used for the sake of seeking the blessings from the Lord. According to many scriptures, the camphor is being used to denounce all negativity, as it brings in prosperity to the family. So the pure camphor would completely burn without leaving any trace behind. We also have the incense sticks. So these are fragrances that have been used in puja for many years. It is said that the incense sticks release fragrances that spread positivity in the family and the family surroundings. The smoky fragrance oozing out of the incense sticks are made from biotic ingredients and is a very common scent in Hindu pujas. The incense sticks are burnt generally throughout the puja. Many people would use the ash of the incense sticks to create the talik that was mentioned earlier on their forehead. You would usually find the incense stick holder on the puja thali as well. The other material used are flowers as well as something called garlands. So this may take the form of saffron cream with a green cloth flower garland added to it. So basically, the flowers constitute a very important offering made to the deity that is being honored. The flowers are used for both while performing the puja at home as well as in temples and any other sacred places, as a matter of fact. During the course of the puja, the deity is decorated with various types of flowers and garlands that are made from different flowers and leaves. The flowers are also placed at the feet of the deity, and oftentimes the deity is showered with the flowers. The puja thali, or the circular plate that was mentioned earlier, also includes a lot of the colored or fragrant flowers to be used for the particular puja that is being done. However, there are certain flowers that are completely avoided for a particular deity, as it may have been cursed for the particular god. Flowers with strong odors generally are never used in the puja. Flowers without a fragrance are also avoided, while flowers that were not bloomed fully are neither used. However, flowers that are picked from gardens or that are found in the forest are mostly used for these pujas. And lastly, we have the ringing of the bells during the puja. So basically, the bells are rung during the puja, irrespective of whether it is performed at the home or the temple or any sacred places. This sound is believed to do away with any unnecessary negatives from the atmosphere and taking away everything that is time-space oriented, as well as it awakens the god and letting the devotee be able to communicate with the deity. So for the divisions of the types of pujas, there are many different types of pujas that can be conducted. For example, inaugurations, marriages, and birthdays. Pujas are generally observed after a shower, and it is recommended that the ritual should be performed before eating to make sure that the qualities of the devotee is holy, as well as they are concentrating. So the first type of puja we have is the Ganapati Puja, and this is performed before any venture is started. The Ganesha is revered as the son of the Shiva and Parvati, and is always honored first in most worship services and rituals. The Ganapati is a presiding deity of the Muladhara chakra, which is one of the 7 major energy centers within the human body. He is worshipped for siddhi or success in undertakings and intelligence. He is also the god of education, knowledge, and wisdom, literature, and fine arts. And the Ganapati Puja is also performed in order to remove obstacles and to improve the knowledge and wisdom of a person. The second type is the Subramania Puja, and this puja is performed to overcome fears of all forms. It can also be used to remove negative vibrations. The puja is done for many problems or any problems relating to Mars, especially the Shivai Dosham and the Kuja Dosha. The Lord Subramania is a presiding deity of the Swadhisthana chakra, which is one of the 7 major energy centers in the human body as well. He is the dispeller of all fears. The Subramania Puja is also done for benefiting people who are having difficulties conceiving or even to overcome problems during pregnancy. The third type of puja is the Mahalakshmi Puja, and this puja is basically performed to the goddess Lakshmi. The Mahalakshmi is the bestower of wealth, fortune, purity, divinity, friends, marriage, children, food, beauty, health, and even happiness within the family. This puja is basically conducted the puja is basically conducted to abolish the hurdles or the obstacles coming in life due to the malicious effects of weak planets and evil forces. It also helps in the rapid growth, and it provides the comfort of wealth in life. So basically, the Lakshmi Puja, when performed in a place, bestows prosperity and tremendous positive energy, as well as it attracts the fortune and wisdom. The fourth type is the Saraswati Puja, and this is performed in order to gain knowledge and mastery in studies, also to sharpen the intellect and to improve memory. So the goddess Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge. The puja of Mar Saraswati shall also be conducted by any student, whether they are going to school, whether they are attending college, or preparing for exams. The fifth is the Gayatri Puja, and this helps us to have positive relations with our family and the society, as well as to assist in reaching any goals that they want to achieve. And the sixth type of puja is the Kali Puja, and this basically is performed to diminish any ego, as well as all the negative tendencies that hinder spiritual growth or progress, as well as the material prosperity. The puja is also performed to remind us that even unpleasant events are a blessing. So these are basically 6 of the most common types of pujas that are being used by Hindus, in excess of many others. Okay, so next I'll be focusing on the role of women in puja. So although women's participation in puja is significant and somewhat powerful, their role in the temple worship has not always been significant. This is because as time progresses, the role of women in Hinduism is increasing in status and advancing to become more equal to those of men. So the main kind of worship that is conducted by women today is the daily domestic puja, and this gives women a positive and somewhat powerful role in Hinduism. Even though all the family members can take part in the worship, women are the main participants because there are certain domestic rituals that need to be done specifically by the women of the household. Not only are they meant for the woman, but they also carry a lot of power. So while not all women are able to hold the power, it may only be performed by married women or unmarried women and not the widows. So for the married women, the entire family depends on them for the performance of these rituals, as it places most Hindu women in a more powerful leadership role. So as such, these are the main roles in which women perform on a daily basis, and these include the woman prepares for all the puja and they make sure that it is performed properly. So they would tend to organize all the meals, all the materials that need to be used during the puja. They also ensure that it becomes a measure of their love and devotion. So they do it because they care for their family and they love their family. Women must internalize the decorating of the deities and observe fasts, even if they don't want it to be their primary duties. And patriarchy affirms the limits of empowerment, so they must organize everything that is needed again for the puja. And every woman is as such expected to do at least some ritual for the sake of their family or their husband.
Looking at the spread of puja in Hinduism, most of the indentured laborers in Trinidad and Tobago consider themselves Hindus, and they practice their religion by making offerings, sometimes animal sacrifices, to guardian spirits and divinities in small temples. Pujas are also sponsored by families on special occasions or just to give thanks for good fortune and good luck. They left all the theological questions to priesthood that had a few representatives with actual and real knowledge. And they also observe different holidays and festivals such as Diwali, which is known as Festival of Lights, and Holi, also known as Phagua, a springtime festival of singing and play. And presently in Trinidad and Tobago, these traditions are still being practiced, and pujas are still practiced after the conception for the mother, during her 4th and 7th month of pregnancy, infancy, birth of the baby, childhood, marriage, death, for good fortune as well, and funerals and so on.
In conclusion, the information highlighted above served to bring awareness to the significance of pujas within the Hindu community, as well as the various roles that are played by women and the steps necessary for the completion of a successful puja.